Good evening. It's good to see the hall full and everyone eagerly awaiting the start of our Foundation Day celebration. We'll begin by and request our President, Mr. Kale, to give the welcome address. So that is our starting point for this evening's 213th Foundation Day celebration.
Respected trustees, Professor J.V. Naik, office bearers, members of the managing committee, members of the society and friends, I welcome you all to this 213th Foundation Day of the Asiatic Society of Mumbai. I think I should repeat that, it is 213th. No mistake here. Before touching upon some of the developments during the last 12 months, on behalf of the society and on behalf of all of you, I would like to pay our humble homage to the brave officers and constables of the Mumbai Police and National Security Guards who laid down their lives whilst fighting the terrorists, and members of the staff of the Taj and Trident hotels and staff of the Indian Railways at the CST who did their best to protect the innocent persons who became victims of the terrorist attack on 26th November 2008. We also convey our deep sense of grief to the families who lost their dear ones in that attack. It is hoped that of countering such attacks forcefully, there will be a rethinking on part of those who have been giving shelter and support to the terrorists. I must also mention the brighter side of 26th November. On this day in 1949, the Constitution of India was adopted by the Constituent Assembly. Since then, 26th November is observed as the Constitution Day. In the course of the last year, the society had the misfortune of losing some of its bright stars, like President Dr. D.R. Satyasai, former President Dr. Arun Tikekar, and our long-time trustee Dr. K.T. Mehta. Last year, we also suffered the loss of Dr. R.C. Dhere, Honorary Fellow and Campbell Gold Medalist, Dr. Pramod Chandra, Professor Emeritus at Harvard University and Honorary Fellow of the Society, Srimati Mahashweta Devi, an influential writer and activist and Honorary Fellow of the Society, Professor Madhusudan Dhaki, Distinguished Historian of Art and Architecture, and Srimati Vasundhara Pendse Naik, a veteran journalist, Sanskrit scholar and writer, and a life member of the society. Mr. Shekhar Navre, a life member of the society who was very active in the programs of our Lit Club, passed away last year. His wife has given a donation of ₹1 lakh, which will be used to build a collection of books to be known as Shekhar Navre Collection. Mr. Khengre, an employee who was working in the conservation laboratory for many years, passed away after a long illness. We will miss these guiding lights, scholars, members, and colleagues. The society has decided to organize, under the auspices of Mumbai Research Center, set up by Dr. Arun Tikekar, a memorial seminar on local history every year. Dr. Arun Tikekar Memorial Fund has been set up, and the proceeds from investment of the corpus will be used to give a prestigious fellowship to a distinguished scholar. This work will be carried out by the Dr. Arun Tikekar Center for Advanced Studies, which may also undertake other programs and initiatives on subjects dear to Dr. Tikekar. It may be recalled that the Ministry of Culture had constituted a review committee to evaluate the condition of the society and to make recommendations for improvements. The committee had recommended, inter alia, a corpus grant of rupees 50 crores to be given to the society by the Ministry of Culture and Government of Maharashtra together. I am happy to report that an amount of rupees 5 crore, hopefully the first installment of the corpus grant, was received in December 2015. Unfortunately, the advantage from strengthening of the corpus has been balanced out by reduction in the planned grant for the year by an amount of rupees 50 lakhs. The society is pursuing the matter with the Ministry of Culture for restoration of the cut in the planned grant and release of subsequent installments of the corpus grant. The society has also approached the government of Maharashtra for releasing its share of the corpus grant. With the abolition of the Planning Commission and elimination of the distinction between plan and non-plan expenditure from the next year's budget, there is a question mark over the nature and quantum of annual grant from the Ministry of Culture. We hope that eventually the Ministry of Culture will appreciate the importance of supporting the activities of the society and make adequate financial provision for it in the year 2017-18. The library digitization project has continued its steady progress. So far, more than 20,000 books have been digitized. And most of the bound volumes of old newspapers have been microprint. An agency has been fixed for setting up a web portal which will display all the digitized material for viewing. It will be remotely accessible. The society is also changing over the library software to open source software. A new wing has been added to the conservation laboratory with the generous assistance of the Rotary Club of Bombay. The addition of the new wing is expected to increase the capacity of the laboratory to deal with old and valuable books which are in a fragile state. The NSDL, a public sector company, has sanctioned a grant of approximately rupees 10 lakh for digitization of selected books. The National Archives of India has also approved a proposal for microfilming of the bound volumes of some old newspapers. The project will involve an expenditure of approximately rupees 10 lakhs, 75% of which will come from the National Archives and 25% from the own resources of the society. The Kane Institute has continued the certificate course in ancient Indian culture and also commenced an advanced certificate course from this year. I am happy to mention that Dr. A.P. Jankedkar, who is here, Chairman of the Kane Committee, has received the honor of being appointed as the President of the Deccan College, Pune. It is a prestigious appointment and I take this opportunity of congratulating him. I would also like to congratulate our Vice President, Srimati Sanjeevani Kher, who has been awarded Shahu Maharaj Puraskar by the Government of Maharashtra for her book Sarvasakshi. The cataloguing of photographs and picture cards donated by Mr. Mukund Namathe has been completed. However, the Parsika project has stalled on account of resignation of Dr. Kailin Marolia from the post of Chief Editor. The society is looking for a suitable and knowledgeable person who can pick up the thread and complete the project as soon as possible. The activities of holding endowment and special lectures are continuing, as also the activities of the ASM Lit Club and other subcommittees. The society has taken up verification of gold coins in its possession and the task is expected to be completed by the end of this year. The infrastructure of the premises of the society has undergone a transformation with the installation of a lift. I hope some of you did make use of the lift. Air conditioning of the Darbar Hall, installation of a new sound system, and improvement in its acoustics. The society is grateful to the Mariwala Charities, the Mumbai Metropolitan Region Heritage Conservation Society, and the TCS Foundation for for their financial assistance. The society has received competent technical advice from Mr. Shirish Patel, the project consultant, and Ms. Sheetal Gandhi, conservation architect, in carrying out the above-mentioned improvements in the infrastructure. The Committee for Reprinting and Publication is bringing out a collection of papers by noted scholar and trustee, chairperson of the Board of Trustees, Professor J.V. Naik. This will be the second publication under the Vimal Shah Memorial Publication Fund. The book will be released today. The committee members, and especially Mr. Murli, have worked hard to make it a prestigious publication. 3 additional monographs on George Bevis, Henry Sykes, and Peter Peterson will be released today under the series Founders and Guardians of the Society, initiated by Dr. Tikekar. I would like to mention that sadly, the author of the monograph on George Boist, Dr. Arun Tikekar, is not amongst us. I congratulate the other 2 authors, MS Sonali Pednekar and Dr. Namrata Gaderi. The medal winners, Dr. Anish Pradhan, Dr. Ditti, and Dr. S.R. Sharma, represented by noted art historian Dr. Devangana Desai, deserves special mention and applause. I would like to reiterate my annual appeal to the members and all friends of the society to help in widening the base of membership by enrolling more resident members, annual members, and patron-like members or corporate members. There was an addition of 39 life members in 2015-16. To strengthen the society's own resources, we should aim at 100 new life members every year. Finally, let me express my sincere thanks to the Ministry of Culture, State Government, Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai, all the individual and institutional donors, media persons, the auditors, members of the staff, and all members of the society. Thank you.
I will briefly introduce some of our dignitaries who are at the table here at the dais. First of all, our former chairperson, Justice Sujata Manohar, who has so willingly agreed to preside at today's Foundation Day, and I warned her that we're going to make quite a lot of work today. Thank you for being with us. Professor J.B. Nayak, who has now taken over as the chairperson of the Board of Trustees. So he's here actually in a dual capacity as a trustee, but I think primarily today as the author of the book that is going to be released. I'll say more about it later, I think. As far as the medals are concerned, and we are really honored that we have such scholars to whom these medals can be awarded. And I'm happy that as a society, we can continue the tradition that was set long ago. Professor Srinivas Reddy is here. He has traveled all the way to Mumbai to receive his medal, which is the Campbell Memorial Gold Medal, which was instituted in 1907. So you can see that the tradition has continued for more than 100 years. Unfortunately, Dr. Sharma, who lives in Germany, was unable to come in person to receive the Dr. P.V. Kane Gold Medal, which was instituted in 1946. And we're very happy that his close friend, Dr. Devangana Desai, is going to receive it on his behalf. And of course, we are extremely proud of our member, Dr. Anish Pradhan, who gets the society, the Asiatic Society Silver Medal. This was instituted in 1928 and is to be awarded to a member of the society for a published work that furthers the academic and objectives of the society. I'm happy to also mention that we had quite a few entries, which shows that our members are publishing, writing, And the committee had its task cut out to make the choice, and I'm sure we have made the right one. So this is my brief introduction of the dignitaries present here, and I think that's what we have met for initially, for the presentation of medals, and I'm going to request Mr. Kali to undertake that duty. We will follow a certain order, and we will first have the citation read, and then I will request Mr. Kali could come forward and make the presentation, which will be followed by the acceptance speech. So if it's all right with everyone, I shall read the citation and then we will proceed. So it's my honor to present this citation of Professor Srinivas Hanuman Rithi, who's the recipient of the Campbell Memorial Gold Medal. Srinivas Rithi's early education was at Haveri in Karnataka. He graduated from Karnataka College and completed his post-graduation at Karnataka University, Dharwad. He received training in epigraphy from doyens like D.C. Sarkar, B.C. Chabra, N. Lakshmi Narayan Rao, and P.B. Desai. He had the good fortune to work with stalwarts such as S.R. Rao, H.K. Narasimha, G.C. Gai, T.V. Mahalingam, and K.G. Krishnan, and other noteworthy colleagues in the field of Indian epigraphy. His first appointment was in 1953 in the legal department of the Bombay government, where he worked for 2 years. He then joined the Office of the Government Epigraphist for India under the Archaeological Survey of India, Uttarakhand, and worked there from 1955 to 1964. From this appointment till today, he has devoted himself to Indian epigraphy. In 1964, he joined the Karnataka University, Dharwad, as a lecturer, then reader, and finally professor in course of time, often attending to the duties of the head of department. During his career of 25 years at Karnataka University, more than 20 students were awarded a PhD degree under his supervision. He also found time to publish books in collaboration with his colleagues. Prominent among these are A History of Karnataka, The Sunas, A History of Ancient India, and a descriptive glossary of administrative terms. Many of his discoveries of new inscriptions and studies in Indian epigraphy and calligraphy have been published in acclaimed publications like Epigraphia Indica and Epigraphia Karnataka. His works on the inscriptions from Nanded, Sholapur, and Kolhapur districts of Maharashtra are highly regarded. He worked as the convener for the Vijayanagar Inscriptions Project of the Indian Council for Historical Research, New Delhi, and brought out several volumes on the inscriptions of Vijayanagar. He has also an edited volume of the prestigious Epigraphia Karnataka revised series to his credit. He was the president of the Epigraphical Society of India for several years. At present, he is the chairman of the Karnataka Purohita Alur Venkatrao National Trust, instituted by the government of Karnataka. He has received numerous awards. Noteworthy among these are Suvarna Karnataka Rajyotsav Prasad by the government of Karnataka, honorary D.Litt from Gulbarga University, an award of excellence by the Archaeological Survey of India. He has been awarded honorary fellowships from Ancient Sciences and Archaeological Society Mysore and Samvidya Institute of Cultural Studies Pune for his outstanding contribution to Indian epigraphy. The trustees, the managing committee, and the members of the Asiatic Society of Mumbai are privileged to award the Campbell Memorial Gold Medal of the Society 2013 to 2015 to Professor Srinivas Rithi for his significant contribution to the field of Indian epigraphy.
Encourage the fraternity of learning. I have said I am extremely thankful to all of you, especially the members of the trustees of the JBBRS for awarding me this most precious award, and I am grateful to you. At the same time, I am able to acknowledge you for not being able to speak today because of the infection of the throat, and therefore, with your kind permission, my son will read the address which I have written. And before that, I want to do one important thing. I intend to, at this time, I intend to call a copy of this for 25 years. I have two documents, 1929. 1929, November 3rd, of which is an original letter, which I described. President of those days, to Mr.
1929.
To Mr. Pathak of the scholar of Holi. I had some more little, I planned on that, and I was meant to present this to the President of the Society. And with these words I have sent you, and my address was read by my son.
The speech, I am reading it on behalf of my father. My dear fellow worshippers of Goddess Saraswati in this ancient temple of learning, respected President Sir and the learned scholars assembled here. When I entered this hall a little while ago, the scene of Pratima Graha, of the Pratima Nataka of the famous dramatist Bhasa occurred to my mind. You all know the situation. On the death of Dasharatha, his son Bharata is called to Ayodhya from his brother-in-law's place where he was staying for long. He approached Ayodhya and saw a temple-like structure there. He was wondering whose temple it could be. This building had no clear introduction of the temple either, like a dhwaja or the figures of Dwarpalas. On entering inside, he saw the statue of 4 persons there. He could easily imagine who the 3 were. They were the Ikshvaku king Dilipa, his son Raghu, and his son Aja. Who could be the 4th one? He would not like to equate him with Dasharatha because he would not like to imagine such a situation. But it did not take much time to confirm his fears. I also saw the Pratimas here, but I had no doubts. The names of the first 6 luminaries are inscripted. I was not confused about the 7th one, whom I knew as Professor Mahamahopadhyaya P.V. Kane, who I also know is no more. Nevertheless, I was simply thrilled to see the image of this great person here. Please permit me to dilate a little about Professor Kane, whose darshana I used to have every day, though accidentally. When I happened to be in Mumbai quite a few years ago, present are those memories of Bombay. It was in 1953, when I was around 25, I came to Bombay immediately after MA in search of a job. It was a common practice among the non-Bombay people of those days to take a degree from Bombay University and come to Bombay seeking a job. In those days, for fresh graduates like me, getting a job in Bombay was an easy thing. Without any difficulty, one would get some job within a week's time. Like that, I also got one in the translation office of the legal department of the Bombay government. It was a pleasure and fun to work with the people of different languages like Kannada, Marathi, Gujarati, Sindhi, Urdu, and the like. That apart, I am going to tell you about my good fortune of seeing Dr. Kane from the nearest angle. Though it was as far as back as 1953, my memory is still green. In those days, I stayed with my uncle at Parade. I used to travel to the office by taking a tram from Parade. I was curious to see almost every day a hefty person with close collar suit and a pagadi getting into the tram at Girgaon. Though I did not know who he was, I used to bow down to him with reverence because his appearance was like that. We used to get down at Flora Fontaine, from where he would go towards High Court, and I would go to my office, which was also nearby, opposite the High Court. That he was the Vice Chancellor and Senior Advocate, and that he was a towering scholar. All I came to know later, and my reverence to him turned into devotion. When I first had an occasion to study his history of Dharma Shastra, particularly volume 3 in my profession as an epigraphist, when I had to refer to the work almost every day, I became his worshipper. What an insight into the subject and what an amount of scholarship. I am sure that there are quite a few people here who have at one time or the other referred to these Dharma Shastra volumes. I wish to share with them my utter astonishment at his study and scholarship. It is our experience that the footnotes themselves which he has given in these works run into volumes. Is there any Smriti work published or unpublished which he has not seen? I think not. To me and all others who have studied him, he is undoubtedly a rishi of the modern times. It is my greatest fortune that I stand here before this great rishi today and recall my good fortune of seeing him from such close quarters. I am delighted to find that this award was earlier received by this great rishi. I feel doubly honored by this award and I am grateful to you for the same. I once again bow down to him with all the reverence and devotion. Ladies and gentlemen, please excuse me for these old reminiscences, or as you know, it is habit of old people to speak of old things. Why should I be an exception at the threshold of 88? Not many seem to know about Mr. James M. Campbell. Somehow, I also could not recollect, though I was familiar with the name. Once when your Honorable Secretary kindly sent me an extract from the JBB RAS about him, I recollected that he was the compiler of the Bombay Gazetteers. I suddenly remembered that I possess the original editions of the Bombay Gazetteer, Volume 1, Dharwad Gazetteer, and also Belgaum Gazetteer. Volume 1 is a monumental work consisting of the contributions of Sri R.J. Bhandarkar on the history of the Deccan and the dynasties of Canaries districts by Dr. J.F. Philippe. Even after 21 years of publication, these write-ups are of fundamental value to the society of Deccan consisting of both Maharashtra and Karnataka. These volumes contain the name of Mr. Campbell as editor, but with no preface or foreword. Therefore, no details can be obtained except his name as signatory to the volumes. Each volume simply says that the volume contains so many articles by so many different persons with the signature James M. Campbell. I felt so happy that I still possess these copies in my personal library. Modern students of history should know that gazetteers are the greatest contributions of the British administration of those days. Whatever might be the purpose of compiling the gazetteers, They laid down the fundamentals of the Indian historiography. I remember with gratitude the contributions of Dr. Bhandarkar and Dr. Fleet. Today, I also remember with reverence the name of Mr. Campbell, also for his contributions. Now, to say only a few words about my professional career, that is epigraphical studies, which has made me entitled for this unprecedented honor. Though I entered this field accidentally, I found it so enchanting and absorbing. I have been working in this field for the last over 50 years and I have achieved some proficiency. Only recently, I could complete a big project of 6 volumes of the inscriptions of the Vijayanagara rulers, which was entrusted to me by the Indian Council of Historical Research, New Delhi. This project involved the preparation of volumes of all the available inscriptions of the Vijayanagara rulers in all the languages, Kannada, Sanskrit, Telugu and Tamil. Of these, 3 volumes of Kannada inscriptions and 1 of Sanskrit inscriptions have been prepared by me, and the other 2 Telugu and Tamil by my Telugu and Tamil scholar friends. I am happy that I could complete this project within my lifetime. There have been a few other volumes of inscriptions and quite a few research papers on the subject. It is kind of you to have recognized this small work and showered on me this big honor. Basically, I am a student of Sanskrit and Prakrit with MA of the Bombay University syllabus. Though technically I am a graduate of Karnataka University, Dharwad. Miraculously, I traversed into the unknown field of epigraphy, which gave me an opportunity to work with stalwarts like Dr. D.C. Sarkar, Sri Lakshmi Narayan Rao, Dr. P.B. Desai, and Dr. B.C.H. Chabra, and learn from the earlier stalwarts like Dr. J.F. Reed, Dr. E. Jules, and Dr. G. Buehler, and many others of the glorious bygone days who must have been members of this great society. It was then that I became very familiar with the journals of the Bombay branch of Royal Asiatic Society, which I know by heart as JBV RAS, the early volumes of which are a Veda to the students of epigraphy. My friends, much can be said about these and similar things, but I don't want to tire you down and earn the comment that after all, the old man revels in his old memories. Friends, I believe in God and Daiva Anugraha, and this unique honor today is nothing but Daiva Anugraha or blessings of the God through your largesse. It cannot be explained in any other way because there are scholars who have done much more work. But it is God who has blessed me through you to whom I ever beholden. Once again, I bow on to those stalwarts who have made this society known worldwide. I am thankful to all of you assembled here. You have inspired me to do more work through this most coveted honor. Namo Mahadbhaya. Thank you.
Very much for sharing your thoughts with us on this evening. Before I move to the second citation, my apologies, and I have just spotted our trustee, Mr. Navroz Sirvai, sitting somewhere in a corner there. I request you, please come up. My apologies, I didn't know when you came. No, but I insist. Sorry.
No.
We now move to our second awardee, and that is Dr. S.R. Sharma. I request our Vice President, Mr. Yogesh Kamdar, to read the citation.
Sri Ramu Rajeshwar Sharma was born at Ulichi, now in Andhra Pradesh. He was born in a family of Pandits specializing in traditional learning. He graduated in 1957 from Andhra University with English, Sanskrit and Mathematics as his electives. He received his Bachelor's in Sanskrit from Vishwa Bharati Shanti Niketan in 1959 and his DPhil in Indology from Philipps Universitat Marburg in 1967 on the Purva Gadit of Aryabhat's Mahasiddhanta. He began his teaching career in 1969 as a lecturer in the Department of Sanskrit, Aligarh Muslim University, retiring as professor in 1997. During this period, his expertise in ancient Indian sciences brought invitations to teach at universities in USA, namely Brown in Providence and Harvard in Cambridge, Paris, Tokyo, Vancouver. Besides these signal assignments, Professor Sharma has participated and contributed in innumerable international seminars and conferences. His deep interest in ancient mathematics prompted Rajeshwar Sharma to pursue the otherwise neglected branch of ancient sciences in India and West Asia. Initially, he worked on original sources on Indian astronomy, like the works of the great Bhaskaracharya. He then concentrated on the more practical part of ancient astronomy by taking up an exhaustive survey and study of astrolabes, especially of Indian origin. His proficiency in Sanskrit, ancient mathematics, and in the German language has resulted in scholarly publications connected with editing and translating ancient texts that have relevance to astronomy, mathematics, and other sciences. These include Yantra Prakar of Savai Jai Singh, Thakur Feruz Rayana Parikha, a medieval Prakrit text on gemology, and a collaborative work on Gaditasar Kaumudi of Thakur Feruz. He initially started with the astronomical instruments in Rampur Raza Library, as well as those in the Salarjung Museum at Hyderabad and the Maharaja Sayajirao University at Baroda. He continued to research and publish extensively in his areas of special interest. Noteworthy among these is the archaic and exotic, the studies in the history of Indian astronomical instruments, published in 2008, and a translation in 2011 in 5 volumes of Fuad Seznin's Science and Technology in Islam, catalogue of the collection of instruments of the Institute for the History of Arabic and Islamic Sciences. In this, as also in the translation of Vedic mythology by the famous Vedist Hildebrand, he collaborated with his wife Ranati Sharma. He has contributed innumerable articles in scholarly journals and publications, but his masterpiece is perhaps his own descriptive catalogue of Indian astronomical instruments, now available online. Recognizing the technicalities and specialization involved in such studies, Professor Sharma has formed a collaborative group of 4 like-minded scholars, Sakhya, to strengthen and reinforce such endeavors. The trustees, the managing committee, and the members of the Asiatic Society of Mumbai are privileged to confer the Mahamahopadhyay Dr. P.V. Kane Gold Medal on Professor Shriramul Rajeshwar Sharma for his significant contribution to Vedic studies, classical Sanskrit, and poetics.
May I request Dr. Devangana Desai to receive the medal on behalf of Dr. Sharma. Come, Devangana, you can come and speak.
On the request of Dr. S.R. Sharma, I am reading out his acceptance speech. Mahopadhyay from Ruran Vaman Kane has been a towering personality of Indological scholarship, and a medal named after him is the highest honor any Indologist can aspire for. In 1998, when I had the opportunity to participate in a seminar at the M.M. Dr. P.V. Kane Institute for Postgraduate Studies and Research here, I thought it was a great honor to speak at the institute named after this great servant. To receive a gold medal named after him is an honor beyond expectations, and I am truly overwhelmed. My modest work is related to Sanskrit and Prakrit texts on mathematics, astronomy, and astronomical instruments. While reading the descriptions of astronomical instruments in Sanskrit texts, I wondered if any of the instruments described in Sanskrit are extant in any museums. I thought it would be interesting to compare textual descriptions with actual specimens. Thus began my search after a quarter century ago for pre-modern astronomical instruments produced in India, and I have been fortunate to locate more than 550 specimens in museums and private collections in India and abroad. I am preparing a descriptive catalogue and making it accessible online. So far, I have uploaded descriptions of nearly 300 Sanskrit and Indo-Persian astrolabes. Others will follow in the coming months. It is highly gratifying that this modest work is being recognized by the award. I began my research career as a research assistant at the Asiatic Society of Kolkata. It is also gratifying that towards the end of my research career, I received an award at the Asiatic Society of Mumbai. The little knowledge that I possess, I owe to my teachers and mentors, namely Professor Siddheshwar Bhattacharya of Vishwabharati, Professor Willem Rao of Marburg University, Professor David Pingree of Brown University, and Professor David King of Goethe University, Frankfurt. It is appropriate that I think of them with reverence and gratitude on this occasion. I should also thank of my Japanese friends, Professor Tokunara Kasuba, pronunciation I'm not very sure, Takao Hayashi and Michio Yano, who collaborated with me in preparing a translation and mathematical commentary of Thakur Feru Apabhramsha text Ganita Sara Kaumudi, and from whom I continue to receive valuable intellectual support. I thank most sincerely the Managing Committee of the Asiatic Society of Mumbai for their decision to confer upon me the Society's Mahamahopadhyay Dr. P.V. Kane Gold Medal for the years 2013-15. I should apologize to the members and fellows of the Society for my inability to travel from Germany, where I am living, and to receive the award. Personally, I am grateful to Dr. Devangana Desai for graciously agreeing to receive the medal on my behalf. I thank all of you on behalf of Dr. Desai Sharma.
Thank you so much to Devangana Desai for sharing his acceptance speech with all of us. So we now come to our Society Silver Medal, and I request Mangala Sardeshpande, our Vice President, to read the citation for Dr. Anish Pradhan.
It's indeed a proud privilege to read this citation for Dr. Anish Pradhan. You heard that he's a member of the Asiatic Society, but I would like to add that I hail him as a fellow Elphinstonian. And what a coincidence, when I look at people on this dais, our former chairperson of the Board of Trustees, Mrs. Justice Sujata Manohar, as well as a present trustee, Navroz Sivai, are brilliant Elphinstonians. And Professor Naik, whom we are felicitating today, was also a professor in Elphinston College for several years. So there seems to be a strange connection between Elphinston College and the Asiatic Society. Well, Dr. Anish Pradhan is one of the leading tabla players of India. He is a disciple of the illustrious tabla maestro Nikhil Ghosh, from whom he inherited a rich and varied repertoire of traditional tabla solo compositions from the Delhi, Ajrada, Lucknow, Farrukhabad and Punjab Gharanas. Anish Pradhan has received several prestigious awards. To name but a few, the Aditya Birla Kala Kiran Award in the year 2000, the Natya Darpan Award for the Best Background Score in 1998 for the Marathi play Tumbara, the Vasantotsav Award in 2012, instituted in memory of the eminent vocalist Dr. Vasantrao Deshpande, and the Sat Sangat Kalakar Award in 2013, instituted by the Gandharva Mahavidyalaya, Pune. He has also been awarded the Indian Council for Cultural Relations Chair in Indian Studies at the Sir Zelman Cohen School of Music, Monash University, Australia. A popular performer at many concerts and festivals in the country, Anish Pradhan has also travelled widely and performed overseas at major events. He has many recordings to his credit with national and international record labels, accompanying a host of vocalists and instrumentalists. Dr. Pradhan broadcasts regularly on radio and television networks in India and also abroad. He is also a frequent participant in cross-cultural musical collaborations, both in the capacity of performer and composer. His compositions range from pieces composed for tabla solo repertoire to melodic compositions that are based on traditional vocal and instrumental forms of Hindustani music. He has had several teaching assignments in India and Australia. He was artist in residence at the University of New England, Australia, as well as senior research fellow at the Department of Music, Media and Cultural Studies, Macquarie University, Australia. Anish Pradhan has a PhD degree from the University of Mumbai for his thesis titled Hindustani Music in Colonial Bombay. He has written a book on tabla for children, which is part of a forthcoming 12-book series titled Baja Gaja, Musical Instruments of India. He has also written Tabla, a performer's perspective, which gives an overview of the stylistic features and performance context of the instrument. His latest ebook is called Hindustani Music, Ways of Listening, a collection of articles that he had written over 2 years for Scroll.in, a digital publication. He has also directed and produced a short film titled Pratidhwani, Reverberations of the Nana Saheb Panse Pakhwaj tradition. The Asiatic Society, in recognition of his contribution to Hindustani music, is pleased to present the Society's Silver Medal to Dr. Anish Pradhan.
Dr. Pradhan gave his acceptance speech. I think miraculously, while Mangala was speaking, this speaker, which up to now had been dormant, came on. Please don't think that was deliberate and that because Mangala is my friend, I decided to do that just when she was presenting the citation. For some reason, that speaker decided to wake up. So apologies to the earlier speakers and to the president, because I think it's improved the sound considerably. I just thought I'd explain that this was not planned.
Namaskar and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is really a very humbling experience. I must thank the Asiatic Society for having bestowed upon me this honor, and in particular to the selection committee for considering me for this medal. On this occasion, I would like to express my gratitude to my mentors, first and foremost, Professor J.B. Naik,
guided me during my doctoral dissertation and continues to do so and continues to inspire me even to this day. He put me through the rigors of research methodology and steered me along the right path through the dissertation. So thank you, Professor Naik. I'd also like to express my gratitude to my guru, Pandit Nikhil Ghosh, from whom I learned traditional repertoire for tabla, which dates back 2 centuries and a little more. And whatever information and knowledge I have gained about music in general is from that source. So I remember him on this occasion. And finally, of course, Dr. Ashok Daranade. My association with him was not that of a master disciple in the formal sense, but he was truly my mentor because he opened the windows to the aesthetics and philosophy of music. He was always open and sharing with his scholarship and wisdom. So I thank him on this occasion too. Along the way, several scholars and musicians shared information with me which was vital for this particular book that has been selected for this medal, Hindustani Music in Colonial Bombay. So I'm grateful to them as well, and all my friends and well-wishers. And of course, my family, my parents, my sisters, my wife, Shubha, who has been my partner in all my artistic and academic endeavors. I thank you all too. There are several faces in the audience. I have been their student during my Elphinstone College days and also during my master's degree at Bombay University. I have received their blessings and will hopefully continue to do that. They have seen me literally grow. I'm not too sure about figuratively, but thank you very much for your blessings and good wishes, and I hope they will be with me for my future endeavors. Thank you very much.